Okay, so we had a video earlier where we focused on thoracic mobility. We focused on some postural stuff in terms of positional posture, sitting posture. All of these things will help with that situation. We referred to, right, I think the first video we did in our filming, which was all about upper cross syndrome and lower cross syndrome. So upper cross syndrome, we know, rounding of the shoulders, puts the of the mid-back. Shoulders are in a poor position. You get problems with impingement in the shoulder. We get a poor neck position. So again, so all that stuff on thoracic extension and rotation will help a lot. Here's a couple more things that might actually help that situation. So we're going to start on the floor. This is Will. If you haven't met Will before, Will's going to just demo a couple of exercises for us. So we're going to start with what's referred to as a skydiver. Just relax your head down there. Well, there you go. So skydiver exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the hands out so the thumbs are pointed up towards the ceiling. So try and turn them more if you can. So that's that sort of external rotation through the shoulder. Remember we were talking before about people who were internally rotated. So let's open that up. He's lifting himself off. That's great. He's keeping his head in a neutral posture. Chin tuck, Will. Always chin tuck. Activates the chin tuck. Probably haven't said this. Activates the deep neck flexors, and that's what we want to activate. Now here we want him to be squeezing the scapula together and down. Shoulders down, depressed, like so, holding that position. Okay? Great stuff, and relax it down. Well, there we go. Let's just try that one more time when you're ready. Turn the arms out. Skydiver, there he is. Fantastic. Okay, lovely. And relax. And that is an activation, isn't it? We can see, well, it's activating the external rotators of the shoulder, but also the sort of mid-fibers of the traps and the rhomboids, that retraction-based stuff. There's stuff going on in the head as well. You were nice and relaxed there, Will? Yeah, just let that head go down, mate. I don't want you to strain yourself. That's it, good. Okay, so now we're going to maybe take that. We're going to do like, I think it's like a figure Y. So if you take the hands above the head, again, we've got an external rotation happening. Up you come a little bit. There we go. Watch that head position, though. We're going to take that down, chin tuck. There we go. Nice. Okay, and take it back and relax. Okay, again, in that situation, we should be depressing the shoulders, bringing the scapula together. Let's try it one more time for me. There we go. So we're going to squeeze together and down. Head's going to stay in that nice position. Hard work. Okay, and back you come and relax that down. Okay, so there's a couple of exercises really which are, if you now come up for me, Will, you can, can't be very comfortable down there. So that's trying to open Will up to address that folding in of the shoulders. Okay? Very important stuff. The other thing I mentioned when we were talking about that upper cross syndrome was that the scapula are not in an ideal position, that we get a weakening of a muscle called the serratus anterior. Serratus anterior, if you remember, sweeps around, inserts through into the ribs and attaches onto the scapula, onto the underside of the scapula. So very important muscle in scapular stability. What it actually does is it protracts the shoulders. That's why that thing, you always see it really well developed in boxers, because they're protracting when they punch. Okay, so that's the serratus anterior muscle, the feathered muscle. So we want to strengthen up the serratus anterior and address that scapular instability, shall we say, okay? So we're going to use our foam roller. This is called like a wall push, or serratus wall push. So here, just maybe a little bit closer, that's it. Keep strong here, mate, keep strong here. And here, he's going to take that, he's going to be pushing forwards, protracting, while he takes the foam roller up. And back we go. Yeah, don't overextend through the low back, Will. Maybe move a little bit closer, it'll help you. There you go, that's good, nice and solid. Here, encourage him to keep those forearms out, so he's keeping in that lateral rotation position rather than letting this happen, which is what we'll want to happen. And really focus on locking those scapula in as you're doing it, Will. There's quite a lot of effort going on there. I can feel that work going on. Okay, super. Serratus wall push, an activation for your serratus anterior to prevent that winging of the scapula that we talked about in a previous video, okay? And create some more stability there in terms of shoulder movements. Finally, well done, Will, anticipating me, we're going to do some wall squats. No, some clock, I forget the name, but you'll see what I mean, okay? So it's for the serratus. Just put those around the wrists, okay, like so. And yeah, a little bit straighter here with the arms, so you're going to be a little bit away from it. Here's just like so. All I want you to do is feel like you're pushing forwards, okay? Again, watch this low back. And really try and, again, lock those scapula in. And just think about that clock face, Will, and I'll leave you to demo. And we're going to touch. He's keeping that forward movement on. He's locking the scapula in. He's trying different positions on the clock. Try the other hand. There we go. Nice. Maybe move a bit closer, Will. There you go. Nice. So really trying to encourage some scapular stability. And relax. Okay, so what we saw there, some retraction-based stuff with our skydiver, with our Y raises, and some scapular stability stuff with the foam roller and our wall serratus clock thing.